Bruh.
Alright, so it's late night and we got some cool stuff to do rather than just dying on the bed and living a lonely fucking life like I do. So today we have a team to focus specifically on learning. Let's get your big brain some IQ, boys, and have that knowledge so you can flex with your friends. So yeah, okay. So all jokes aside, let me give you a disclaimer that if you don't know what a disclaimer is, here it is. A disclaimer means a statement. Okay, fuck that. We're just gonna talk about law because okay, I used to study fucking law and everywhere. So that means an act of okay. An act, a claim, a warranty, a bequest. So that means whatever I'm saying is true and extremely grantable. So this is going to be a super awesome fucking video. Okay, let's get into it. So since I'm experimenting with what I'm going to do and what my specific niche is gonna be today, or I am not really focusing on a certain team of the development side of computers because computers work. It just works, you know. So the first thing that I'm going to bring up in this fucking window is it's gonna be fucking it's from Coursera, you know. So it has 4.3 rating out of 8, and let me say, yeah, this course is pretty cool. If you're not bored already, because I was, just getting inside life, and you're just gonna have a pretty big bra moment and laugh because of looking at this. Just look at that. Look at my stats. It's just so awful that I guess I should just die right now. Alright, so let me give what this thing is about. This thing is about this thing is about how graphics works with just aligning a magical line of code and how this graphic pops up out of nowhere because you written some code. So this first week test literally just explains what processing is, like video processing or graphic processing. Like it's basically JavaScript version of CSS. So you get to download all of this. This is some. You're just not gonna get GitHub access. They're gonna give you some zip to be down. You can download this kind of zips, and you're gonna wanna open it and just play around with it. And you're done. Just make it as completed, and you're done because I'm gonna do it right now. Cool. I just made it as completed. That's so cool. Alright, so this course is you can still okay, assignments overdue. You need to pass this assignment before it ends on September 1. Oh my fucking god, I just gonna get fucking failed. Next course is also from Coursera. So this is specifically themed towards someone who want to do some front-end with front-end dev. You know, that's pretty cool. So you need to know the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Oh, I love saying that three things in a row. So it basically starts today. It starts in August 1. I'm just not rolled into it because I'm trying to get some pieces of information from across the web and from across the network of mediums to actually have a basic understanding. Although I have a basic understanding of what these things are. So since I have a basic understanding, I'm going to give you some advanced understanding of how these things work. So I'm gonna you don't need to thank me, but I'm going to give you some pretty neat tip on how you can learn. You can at least kind of learn how HTML, or at least have a slight idea of how to interpret it, HTML into implemented into the real world scenarios, like basically building a fucking way. So what you want to do is you want to open the god of the internet, or the front fucking page of the internet, called Reddit, and you're gonna want to search some front end portfolios. So you're gonna get a whole bunch of portfolios to review. So you're gonna open a bunch of them, or at least the ones you feel like opening. So if you have, so let's see, I'm just going random. I don't know if I have to censor these things, since I'm basically leaking private information, am I? Okay, so let's go to the first one, because this looks pretty awesome. Oh, TikTok. God damn. Okay, so what you wanna do is you wanna get it fucking saved to HTML only, and you save my dick. Save my dick, and let's save it to dick. I mean test. And you want to open this thing up in your awful of a text editor that you have, which I also happen to have, is VS Code, and you can slightly play around with it, and to see the output of it, you just do what? You just open it on a new fucking window, and you have a pretty good idea, and you just play around with it, with the parameters, with the strings, lines, and whatnot, and you're going to have a very basic bare bone idea of how HTML will work in a web page. Alright, our next resource, and let's learn Node.js, or also called Node. So I bring to learn Node, what I bring up is mostly this beautiful thing, this beautiful website called Stack Overflow, that overflows the stack a lot. So you need to learn. You can have a whole bunch of fucking resources to learn Node.js. So Node.js is basically what works like a hub to many of the. So what basically Node is basically a hub that connects all these different aspects of running a app, like some APIs, proxies, and some storage containers, virtual machines, and all of that shit, and it hubs it into the WebSocket. So I basically don't have a very good understanding of Node, so that's why basically this video is called Let's Learn Together. Let's learn Node together and make our humanity better by learning Node.js. And one thing also, that in Stack Overflow we have some stack of stack and stack on top of stack, with bunch of tutorials, bunch of sites to look for help to learn our beautiful Node framework. So with learning and all that, when it comes to just writing your code and saving it as a bunch of some bunch of directories and then getting lost, we need to call our big daddy GitHub. This is the father of all directories. This is the father of all repositories saved into the church of programming, called GitHub. And I think this is going to be a decent course because this is from Udacity. I have taken few courses from Udacity, and as far as it goes, it's pretty decent. and here's some basic stuff. And if you have an IQ below 50, let me explain what this means. This is called free. That means this you will not have to pay anything for this course. This is called a full stack. This is called paid in a simple term. That means you have to pay for it. Now there will be distinctions between the features that each gonna give you. So there's only tick mark on one, and there is tick mark on four, all of them. So how many? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all three of those have the tick mark. That means that you're gonna have all of this in your course. So what this means? So this means industry relevant content. So what basically mostly happens is that you don't get relevant content on anywhere. So you're getting relevant content, which is not going to be relevant in 3 months. But what you're not gonna get is project reviews. So what it basically means is that some big brain neighbor gonna come and review your project and give you a pat on the back or slap on the check if you do either of good or bad. Mentorship, they're gonna mentor you to become a very good man. Certification, they're gonna give you a fancy little piece of paper to hang on your deck and carry service as well. So you can enroll for free, and this is going to be a beginner level. So since I am a very fucking broken broken motherfucker who is not beginner and advanced at the same time, because of inconsistency and some addictions to weird fucking things. So well, if you can get through this, then you're gonna have a good fucking time, and let's learn together. Alright, so that means our theme for front-end web dev. This video was fucking boring and awful, and I know many people committed suicide at the time I'm talking, and ended their life, and I think I'm responsible for that. I don't think so. That's just very, very awful for me to blame on myself. So if any chance, if you enjoyed, I think I gotta have to slap myself, because I mentioned the word enjoy, because no one's certainly gonna. Okay, I slapped myself. So if you did whatever you did in this video, good for you. Alright, just kidding. Even if I got just one fucking view, that one fucking person I appreciate even more than I do the fucking government. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.